Have you ever hired an employee thinking their salary was your total cost, only to discover later that your business is paying far more expected? Most organizations in Nigeria make one dangerous mistake. They calculate only gross salary, forgot the hidden statutory employee costs. And because of that, they under budget, they under plan, sometimes face penalty from regulatory agency. What if I told you that an employee earning 641,667 naira monthly may actually be costing your organization 702,833 naira or even more? Today, I will show you the true cost of an employee in Nigeria, including pension, National Health Insurance Scheme, NSITF, and ITF, so you can finally budget correctly and avoid costly surprise.
You are welcome to the Analytical Entrepreneur.
Welcome back to the channel. If you're an accountant, payroll officer, human resources professional, tax consultant, business owner, or even student learning payroll accounting, this video is one you must watch to the end. Many organizations focus only on gross salary equals to employee costs, but that is completely wrong. The real cost of an employee goes beyond salary, because employers are legally required to make additional statutory contribution on behalf of their employees.
You are welcome to the Analytical Entrepreneur.
This includes pension contribution. Every employer is expected to pay 10% of basic, rent, and transport of their salary. Then 2, National Health Insurance Scheme. Employer is expected to pay 10% of basic salary. Then 3, NSITF. Employer is expected to pay 1% of the gross emoluments. Then the next one is ITF. Employer is also expected to pay 1% of gross emoluments. Okay, so this is what the employers are expected to pay. All right, so take note of this deduction, these statutory deductions, because we are going to use them in the demonstrations in our Excel. Okay, we are here in the Excel templates, right? So we have everything listed out on the table. We have the name, the basic, rents, transports, gross income. These are very important information we need for the computation of the employee costs, right? So that when we do a video where we automate the system, we automate it using the employee perspective of preparing payslip and employer perspective, so that you have it in one file, right? Okay, now let's get into action. We have the basic rent, transport, and gross income. Now, how do we determine the pension cost? It's 10%. Remember the video we did on how to calculate paye in Nigeria. We're going to look at that video. We talked about pension, and that's we're using employee perspective. All right, with that, we use 8% of employee basic, transport, and rent. For this one, we are using 10% because this is an employer perspective. All right, so you come and say equals to sum of this, you add it together, and you times it by 10%. All right, that is it. Okay, then for NHIS, 10% of basics, right? This basis, that's it by 10%, right? The NSITF is just 1% of 1% of the gross income. Take note of that. 1% of gross income. 1% of gross income. 1% of gross income. Yeah, 1% of gross income. Right? Then the ITF is also 1% of gross income. Right. So now you take total of the hidden deductions. Said take the total of the hidden deductions. Add it to the gross. Okay. All right. Then you add it to the gross now. Beautiful. Now I have 8,318,000 as against 7.7 million. You know, I told you, okay, that only gross income for employee is not what you pay. There are hidden costs. Pension is there. National Health Insurance Scheme is there. NSITF is there. ITF, and these are statutory payments, right? And if you don't pay this, you pay defaults, right? You pay default. You want to do a contract, they'll ask you, where is your pension compliance? Where is your NSITF compliance? Where is your ITF compliance? And if you don't have it, you will pay. And the worst thing is that they will, most of these laws, we use the days of your registration, CAC registration, the date you register. If you have ignored it for 10 years, you will start paying the default from that 10 years, because you need that clearance for you to get that contract. You see, don't keep yourself stuck somewhere. Just ensure that you comply with government law. When you comply, you save costs. All right. Monthly cost now. If you want to get the monthly cost now, employee cost now, you divide it by 12. Let's compare with our gross income. Divide this by 12. Gross income by 12. You see there is a difference now. I told you when we started this video, monthly cost for maintaining employee is 698,000, whereas the gross monthly gross, okay, only for salary is 641,000. There's a difference. Let's check the difference. Call it extra costs that you are incurring. Beautiful. Let me check this summation. We just review what we have done. Okay, I think yes, supposed to be. All right, beautiful. It's supposed to be 600,000, not 60,000. Okay, it's fine now. Then you multiply this for per staff. Let's multiply by 10 staff, assuming that we have 10 staff we are maintaining 601,000, 611,000. Then if you are making this payment every month, because all these payments are actually for monthly, right? As you pay salary, you take the deductions and pay to the statutory authority, right? You see, for maintaining 10 staff for 1 year, extra cost you pay is 7.3 million. And this is the cost. So most organizations ignore. Once they pay their salary, they think that is the only cost they are incurring for that salary, for that employee. No, they are hidden costs. And that's why I'm doing this video, to bring it out for you, so that you know it and use it to plan your budgets. All right. So that is what we are communicating to you today, so that you learn from this. Take note of this and learn from this. Why this matter? If you don't calculate employee costs properly, your budget will be inaccurate. Your negotiating strength to hire new staff may be affected. Your pricing, okay, may be wrong. Your profit projection may be misleading. Your organization may default on statutory remittance. You may face penalty from regulators. Knowing your true employee cost helps you in price service correctly, plan recruitment better, prepare realistic payroll budget, and stay compliant and protect Profitability. If you are learning payroll calculations, paye tax, except for accountants, RIF 360 tax filing, financial analysis, and Nigeria statutory compliance, then make sure you subscribe and turn on notification. This channel is designed to help accountants, tax professionals, students, and business owners simplify complex financial process. And also tell me in the comments, before today, were you calculating cost of employee based on salary alone or based on full employee costs? So I want to hear it in your comments. So thank you, and I expect to see you in our next video.